Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Today is Friday, May 8th, 2020. Welcome to today's episode of Stocks for Breakfast. Some really good trading opportunities recently. Hopefully you've been taking advantage of some of the calls that we've been making both in this video and the best stock picks today video, which is a really big one to watch every morning, usually out no later than 7:30 a.m. For the simple reason that I try and, even if you don't take the individual stocks, it's very important to go into the day having a bias, which actually brings me into what the topic of today's lesson or video, whatever you want to call it, which is trading to win. There's really no other way to put it. We're going to talk about, I get a lot of questions about the actual chart setups that I have. We can't get into too much detail about order flow today and how to actually work the order flow, but I can give you a quick snapshot. But the part that I want to talk about first, if I don't forget, actually, please click down if you find these videos helpful, subscribe, and click the like button. It would mean a lot. You'll get updates. And also leave a comment. If you have anything you'd like to see viewed, reviewed, or talked about, especially a big challenge that you have, absolutely put that in the comments, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. But the point that I want to get across today is I get questions all the time about day trading versus swing trading. Especially for people who are interested in asking more about the coaching program. And I want to make this very clear because although I've been a day trader for 20 years, as my trading has evolved, and hopefully yours has as well, everything isn't a day trade. You know, day trading seems to be like, you know, the Major League Baseball of what we all aspire to be. But I want to make this clear. Day trading is exhausting, hence all the gray hair. Day trading is harder than swing trading because you have to make a lot more decisions. If you are a good day trader, which requires having a flawless strategy that you believe in 100%, because you need to be able to make a decision for the number one reason that you're in front of the screen all day, and you can get seduced into finding something even when it's not there, because you're like, oh, maybe that is a bull flag. I've been there. So the point that I want to make here is most people who have other full-time jobs should be swing trading. Day trading while you have another full-time job is, I want to word it without squashing anybody's dreams. Day trading while you have another full-time job is extremely difficult. It's challenging when you're doing nothing but day trading. Never mind, you're distracted by meetings, phone calls, instant messages, emails you have to answer. So I just want to put that out there, that if you're new to trading and if you have another full-time job, you should probably be looking to hold trades multi-days. This way you don't need to be glued to the screen. Sure, you can put in stop losses and that kind of thing, but it's just not the same not being in front of the screen. I know you're not supposed to use all those double negatives like that, but it fit appropriately there. So I want to get that clear. Day trading for a living versus trading for a living, pretty big difference, right? You like my hat? I'm like running out of hats to wear because my hair is like getting super long. I just realized during coronavirus, this is my taxi cab hat that I bought when I lived in New York City. So the number one question I get is my system, is how I trade, are the calls that I'm making day trades or swing trades? And here's the crystal clear answer. All of the stocks that I day trade are swing trades first. So all of the opportunities that I'm looking at are swing trades. Some of them, if I'm day trading, and which I do, obviously every day we have the chat room for the coaching program, I'll only look to day trade stocks that I would swing trade. So setting them up on the charts, and I'll show you the charts in a second. We're going to show you two sets of charts. We're going to show you the snapshot of the setup that I watched during the day, and then we're going to take a look at a separate screen that I have that's called winning trades and how to manage them. And what I'm going to show you, you could use in any time frame. I'm going to show you on intraday charts, but you can apply the same exact thing to your longer term swing trades. Now, what's interesting about swing trading is that it could be anywhere from and I'll make it very simple. Let's say one of your stocks closes super strong, and it's what we call well bid. So in other words, higher highs and higher lows completed the previous 2 days, and then today's price action, you come in and you're trading See the cat leaving? He's my buddy in the morning. So today, which would be the third day, let's say it closes super strong in the, let's say in the top 10%, buying the close and selling the next day's open is actually a strategy. I know one firm in New York City that did nothing but that. Their traders would really do nothing but wait till the last half hour of the day and initiate positions to get out on the next day. I'm not saying you should do that. It's a super advanced strategy. I'm walking through the durations of swing trades so that you can have a little bit of a idea brainstorming session of, okay, how much time do I really have to pay attention? Can I buy at the close and cover that, or cover or sell that position on the open the next day? Will I guarantee myself I'll be in front of a computer when I need to do that? Then you get a little bit longer time frames where maybe you're looking at holding something for a week, as long as what people might call momentum into the next wave of momentum, whether it's 3 candlesticks, 6 candlesticks, that kind of thing. Or do you hold it as long as your trailing stop gets hit? All of those longer term swing trade ideas are easier to manage. I'm not saying swing trading is easy because you have overnight risk, but they're easier to manage. But the point that I want to get across, and something for you to aspire to, is when you are in that window where you're trading full time, it is extremely advantageous as a day trader to use the same principles on multiple time frames to work positions intraday, and what professional traders like myself call working around a core position. So it's very common to be having a swing trading idea where we want to trade a stock for, let's say 7 days. And I can't keep using 7 days as an example, and which happens a lot now with algorithmic, pushes in a particular direction. You'll buy and sell that stock, let's say long for argument's sake. You'll buy and sell that stock over time and booking profits as long as your model of the market still says to be bullish, and there's no reason not to. So you're booking profits, getting involved, but you're always trading around a core position. So, and I teach this in the class. It's a really big part of the course, which is trade management. And let's face it, we can all get in the trade at the same exact time and have a million different exits and results for those trades. But one thing that I think that most inexperienced traders don't understand is that it's not you put on a trade, you close your eyes, and either your stop loss gets hit or your profit target. That's not reality. That's like saying, I want you to go drive. I grew up on Long Island, so I want you to go drive on the 495, or go drive on the Long Island Expressway, and just drive 80 no matter what. Doesn't matter how much traffic's out there. Think about that when you're trading. Could you imagine being like, I'm just going to let it do whatever it does. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to pay attention. No, there's opportunities to book profits. There's opportunities to get back in. Now, everybody will tell you that the big money is in the big swing, and there's different market conditions where you wouldn't necessarily trade in and out of positions because it's just so obvious you're going to let it run without getting in and out of the positions. But let's face it, most of the month is not that way. We probably have 40% of the month where it's just super obvious and you're like, yeah, just leave it alone. So basically what I'm getting to is you work positions, you book profits, you scale back, it works against you, you take those shares off, you put them back on, especially in today where commissions are literally zero. And if you're a professional prop trader, you can also trade where you earn money for placing those trades by getting paid ECN rebates, which is a whole other situation. So today, again, the theme of today is trading to win, which is going into the day, setting up your bias, knowing how long you plan to hold the trade, whether it's a day trade or a swing trade. I just kind of briefly went over that. And then I'm gonna walk you through a very simple way of managing winning trades that obviously we can't get into too much detail here today. We go over this in real time while we're in the community, but I'm going to go over to the charts. We'll take a look at that, and then hopefully you can adopt this to what you do. So generally speaking, during the day, I either have a 2-chart setup, which will look something like this. We'll have generally a daily here, and then I'll be working the intraday charts here. And depending on what's going on in my list, I'll work back and forth between the hourly, the 15, and the 5, looking for opportunity. I'm looking for well bid, well offered. I'm looking for explosions. I'm looking for pause, a push, that kind of thing. I also have a separate setup. Again, this all really depends on your trading space available, right? And by the way, everybody asks me as well too, how many screens do I have? I have 2 screens. That's it. I used to trade with 4, 6, 8. You don't need that. I don't need that anymore. I don't need a chart to be the entire size of my screen. So this is one that I alternate with back and forth as well. So generally speaking, I'll have the weekly chart here in the upper left-hand corner. I'll have the daily chart here. Bottom left-hand corner, I'll have the hourly chart. And then down here, I'm always alternating between the 15 and the 5. And then I'm drawing my trend lines, which hopefully you see. I work the charts all day, every day. So this is really where intraday I'm analyzing what's going on. But here's the key. I actually have my list of stocks that I want to be long or short before the market even opens. So as the market's unfolding, I am not making new decisions on whether I want to be a buyer or seller of individual stocks. I already know that coming into the day. These charts are nothing more than letting me know that I'm coming up to significant resistance or support in a stock that I want it to be long or short. So for example, Visa taking out new 20-day highs. I want to know that as it's exploding. So if I'm going into the day knowing I want to be long, and I'm not saying I want it to be long Visa yesterday. I know I'm coming into the day long, but as the day's unfolding, I might be hitting new levels. Like for example, Microsoft has been one that we've been watching for a 20-day breakout, and it essentially keeps nearing the level. It finally got through there the last 3 days, but it's been frustrating because although we've been well bid, it hasn't been giving us good trend days. So anyway, well, actually over here we did a few days ago, but you can see the last couple of days have been frustrating. So I guess that's the mind of a trader. You're just thinking about yesterday, right? So what do you do after you get into the position? After you analyze the order flow, after you analyze, you put all those pieces together, then you have to go down into the charts. And I thought this was kind of cool that we're actually going to use 4 trade examples from yesterday. Now, generally speaking, you can do this without moving averages, but I find that because price action whips back and forth, it's very easy to get taken out of a winning trade and watch the thing run for the next hour. And there was actually a trade in ENPH that we're going to take a look at yesterday that happened. So generally speaking, what I'll do, and I'm actually going to use that ENPH example, where as I have a fast moving average and a slow moving average. You could use whichever ones you want. And I use simple, by the way, before that question gets asked. Generally what I'll do is I will hold my winning trade and then use the actual price action and a crossover of the moving average to tell me when to scale out of a winning position. So I'm not really looking at the candlesticks whipping me back and forth. So in this particular case here, my main trend is the longer one. And when price action itself closes on the other side of my main trend, that was when I would scale out of a portion of my position. And then when the moving average crosses to the other side, which is usually, depending on the time frame, 3 or 4 candlesticks later, if it completely turns around, that's when I'll get out of the second piece of it. But what's really exciting about using this this kind of analysis and letting the good trades run, you get some situations like this where you end up holding the trade the entire day. You get stopped out of a piece here, and you can see here about 20 minutes later, the other piece. Now again, don't let the fact that this is a 5-minute chart think this is day trading. You could use the same exact thing on a weekly chart and hold the stock for 3 months. So anyway, I'm trying to give you ideas for holding winning trades, having the right mindset for day trading versus swing trading, and then ultimately knowing you're going into the day or the week, holding a trade for until you see it turn around. So actually, let me go over the other. Newmont was the other one. ENPH, Boeing, CVNA, and NEM with 3 or 4 stocks. We had good calls yesterday by members of the community. It's awesome when it starts feeding on each other and everybody's helping each other. So you can see here, this situation right here is where a lot of traders will get shaken out of a good trade. They're like, oh gosh, I got to get out. But you can see that it never crossed the main trend, and you actually were able to hang on to that thing the entire day, which was a really, really nice call in the community yesterday. So again, the theme is trading to win, knowing whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, knowing when you should trade in and out of positions versus leaving it, letting it go, and having the perfect conditions, which that's a whole part of that's tape reading and order flow, right? And then drilling down a little bit further on whatever time frame you're entering to have a scenario where it's easier to hold the winning trades without getting shocked out of a good trade only to watch the thing run a mile without you. And who hasn't been there? We've all been there. We're like, oh God, I had it, I got out, and the thing just kept going. So hopefully that helps give you some ideas to brainstorm over the weekend. Hope everybody's being safe, very important now. depending on what news channel you watch, it's either okay or it's getting worse. I don't want to get into that. But anyway, if you like these videos, absolutely click down. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and please leave a comment. Have an awesome weekend.